Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.
Ozcast. Ladies and gentlemen, girls and gays.
From gutters to gay bars and everywhere in between.
Here to finish off your Tuesday, it's your three besties, two brunettes and a gay.
Hello everyone and welcome to your Tuesday drive here with two brunettes and a gay. You've got Aaron,
Celeste,
and Deanna, who just messed up the intro. And you know what? I'm going to make an excuse for myself right off the bat. Because sitting all the way over here without the headphones, I couldn't hear what was going on.
To answer that, though, Aaron and I also aren't wearing headphones.
No, but the speaker's over your side of the studio.
I have to say, now you freaked me out. I put my headphones on just in case.
We've got 90 minutes and you messed up in the first 9 seconds.
Well, that's fantastic. This show's going to be amazing.
It's going to be fantastic for our third show. How are we all feeling, ladies?
Feeling good. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling refreshed. And do you know what? I had a great chilled weekend as opposed to the first weekend of Fringe. So I feel like I've got my energy back. I feel like I'm excited. I feel like I'm ready to pump. How about you guys?
Yeah, I feel a bit the same. I mean, like I've been, look, I had some guests here from interstate over the weekend, so I'm a bit tired, but we saw some awesome Fringe shows. We went Fringe crazy again over the weekend, so I think I'm time for about a sleep. How about you, Celeste?
I think you better perk up because we're on the radio.
I know, we're just getting started. That's all right.
Airwaves, indeed.
I know. Yeah, it was a big weekend. It was a big weekend for Fringe Week too. We went and saw plenty of shows. Had a great time. Yeah.
Aaron,
what
was your pick of the weekend? Tell us about a show you saw.
Okay, so I'm gonna go in and say, I know this is a huge call, right, guys? I know it's a huge call, but I'm going to say I saw the best Fringe show I've ever seen.
Ooh, you did tell us this.
Cool.
I want to hear about it. I want to hear.
It's a massive call. I saw a show Thursday night, a fabulous show called The Party. Now, it was a cabaret, comedy and circus, and it was done by the guys that did Blanc de Blanc. Do you remember that show from last year?
Yep.
Fabulous show. And again, hot men, great songs, and great performance pieces. I have to say, here's a bit of an overview of the show, right? So you've got a singing toilet, which I absolutely loved.
That's who doesn't want a singing toilet.
You've got a woman that pulls off about 50 pairs of knickers, which is just fantastic. I mean, how did she get them on there?
Wow.
Number 2, the male nudity. Finally, ladies, I saw some penis.
That answers the question as to why you loved the show so much, Aaron.
Naked equality for men. I'm just so excited, you know. Normally you see a woman with the boobs and the vagina up there, but finally I saw some penis, which was fantastic. And also, I mean, the choreography was done by Kevin Ma, who also was a choreographer, ladies, for Britney Spears and Madonna.
Oh, big names,
wow.
Big names.
So, and finally, look, the big finale of it all was a big bondage section, right? So, I have to say there was more sex toys up there than Club X.
Look, I think it's safe to say that it's more than just the show that got you excited about that, Aaron.
Indeed. You know, I had to go home and go straight to sleep. Anyhow, if I were going to rate it out of champagnes, I'd say it's 10 out of 10 champagnes.
10 out of 10 champagnes.
10 bottles.
That's a loose experience.
If you have 10 champagnes, I bet you it's even better.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Deanna, what was your top pick?
Top pick? Well, my top pick was probably... Now I'm trying to remember what my favourite ones that I went to see were.
Are we better off going with your worst pick? Is that an easier one?
Yeah, well, look, yeah, I mean, like, there was I saw some better shows. I mean, obviously, we went to see the magic show, Ben Hart in the Garden. He was fantastic. I love a good magic show. I am not someone who understands how magic works, so it always wows me every single time. That was probably the first show of the Fringe where I was truly wowed. Worst show, I hate to say it, but it was Swamp-esque. I don't know what the hype is about. It didn't do it for me. It really didn't. No. How about you, Celeste?
Okay, so I'm going to agree with you on your top show, Ben Hart. He was awesome. Haven't seen that many magicians, but I tend to like when I go and see a magician that they do something a little different, and I think that he delivered on that, which was awesome. Also, big shout out to the show, one of the shows that we had on last week, New Blood the Musical. I went and saw them Saturday afternoon, their premiere show. They only had 2 shows, and they were amazing. The 5 of them wrote the show, all cast in the show, and they were fantastic, so I'm going to give them a big shout out as well. If I were to rate them in champagnes,
yes,
I'm going to give them 8 champagnes.
8.
That is awesome.
That's
Go
a
New
good
Blood.
score.
That was a Saturday session for you.
Ooh.
lots of shows in the round, and I'm sure there'll be lots more that we go and see this week. But, I mean, we've got a bit of tea time this Tuesday. There's a bit of tea going on in the news right now, isn't there,
Get
folks?
your teacups ready.
Get your teacups ready.
The Adelaide Fringe and the Adelaide Advertiser are going head-to-head at the moment, aren't they?
I feel like we should have had a smackdown noise, like bing, bing.
Yes.
Well, we were just saying in the studio that we think that the head of the Adelaide Fringe and the head editor of the Advertiser should have a show where they just actually go into a ring and fight each other and we can all buy tickets, fringe tickets.
That would be amazing. Like Celebrity Smackdown.
And I think for those listening, if you don't actually know what on earth we're talking about, there's lots of stuff in the news. You can Google it if you want to, but the Advertiser appears to be boycotting the Adelaide Fringe Festival after an ad deal breaks down is one of the headlines. There's so many different variations on this story, but essentially it sounds like at the core of it, what happens is there is some functions that the Advertiser used to, I guess, own when it comes to Fringe, or they used to play in the role of Fringe.
Yeah.
They used to be responsible for weekly reviews and giving rewards and things of that nature. But it seems like over the last few years, the Adelaide Fringe has decided to take a lot of that stuff into their own hands. And so what it seems like is that probably results in a lot of lost revenue for the Advertiser because they're not getting the hits that they would do if that stuff was theirs. Then they're not getting, the people, they're not getting the ad spend that they would from people viewing things online. So you can understand, because the Fringe is kind of like, well, we're going to take all of this because we want our site to rank and we want all of our shows to rank. But on the same token, the Advertiser is going, okay, well, now we can't afford to review shows and put people on to do so because we don't have the people coming to us.
Basically, yeah. And what we saw in the first weekend of Fringe was there was basically what everyone called a bit of a snub from the Advertiser, that they weren't actually reporting anything at all on the Adelaide Fringe. And no one knew why that was, or I don't think it was well known at the time why that was. Now it's come out and you can see both sides of the argument, obviously. I mean, I don't know if the two of you have an opinion on the argument, but they are going head to head. I think they've both released statements to kind of settle back everyone in their corners. But do we have opinions?
I've never had an opinion in my life, Celeste.
Excellent. Let's keep it that way.
Aaron is Switzerland. I have an opinion for sure. From a digital marketing perspective, I can understand why the Adelaide Fringe has done what they've done, because I know the way that web and SEO works, having run a business, but I also understand how that must affect the Advertiser at the same time. So I don't think anyone's in the wrong. I think it's a really difficult situation that is kind of got to do with the current climate of the digital age that we're in. What I would like to see is some resolution that's in the best interest of the artist.
Amen.
Oh, look, that's the most diplomatic answer I've ever heard in my life, Deanna. That's fantastic. What I love about this feud is it's a very Joan Crawford, Betty Davis kind of feud. It's really campy, and that's what I love most about it. But I do have to say, the thing I find most interesting is, remember, girls, when we were in the Advertiser, we got reviewed several years ago.
With a terrible photo, but yes.
I loved that photo. Are you talking about the front cover or are you talking about the review?
I'm talking about our front cover.
Oh,
yes, but we can never agree on a photo, let's be honest.
That's true. But look, that aside, we had a fabulous review in 2020 for our last show at Fringe.
We did.
And we had...
It was awesome.
A double-page spread with our photo, thanks to Deanna. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. It was me with the staple through my eye. But it was a fabulous review, and it was 3.5 stars. We wanted that extra half, but we never got it.
No. But the
we're not
Advertiser
bitter.
did give us, like a double-page spread, which was awesome.
But the publicity in itself, it was a fabulous review, and it actually did boost our profile for the last couple of shows that we did. So there is real benefit in the reviews coming from the Advertiser. On the other hand, if you look at reviews now, you don't go directly to the Advertiser, you Google the reviews. And there's so many different publications and websites out there now that actually, do reviews for shows. So you can actually mix and match what you think you sort of align yourself to.
Yeah, that's
a bit
right.
better than just picking one review from the Advertiser.
Mm-hmm.
But I think at the centre of it all, we all agree that the main thing that we want to see here is just the best outcome for the artists themselves. So whether that be, Fringe and Advertiser working together, or not. It's all about the artists for us, being artists ourselves back in the day. We just want to see the best resolution for them. So we are with you, artists.
Yes.
Anyone listening, we are with you.
And advertiser, if you're listening, we're with you too.
We are with both. And if you are listening to this live and you want to listen to it again, or you've got anyone that wants to listen to it, remember our podcast launched last week. And if you're listening to the podcast, our podcast launched last week. Or if you're listening to the podcast and you want to listen to us live in studio, download the Radio Italia Uno app, Adelaide, from the App Store as well, and you can listen to us live at 5 p.m. on Tuesdays Adelaide time. Or if you can't listen to us live at 5 p.m. on Tuesdays Adelaide time, then listen to the podcast.
Listen to the podcast.
You can get it anywhere you get your podcasts, iTunes, Spotify, 2 Brunettes and a Gay. That's where you want to find us.
And our latest episode is out now, ladies and genitals.
But we have some special guests coming on in the show very shortly. But before we do, Kylie Minogue, she's in World Pride, performing in World Pride this week, isn't she, team?
She is, Aaron. You look, you sent a picture into, we have a group chat, everyone listening. Of course we do. It's the modern age. You sent a picture into the group chat. There was something you were not happy with for Kylie. What is it?
There's something I was not happy with about World Pride, and I will tell you exactly what that was a little bit later in the show.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Two Brunettes and a Gay, live on Radio Italia Uno. We are back with a special guest in the studio this week. We have a hypnotist. Not only is he a hypnotist, an international stage hypnotist, hypnosis trainer and hypnotic coach on a mission to help people all over the world realise their ultimate potential. Please welcome Isaac Lomman to the studio, everyone.
Hey!
Thank you for coming, Isaac. We are so excited to have you here.
Pleasure. What a pleasure.
Now, of course, many Adelaideans would know of you and your shows in the Adelaide Fringe. So Hypnotic is the show this year. Is this a show that you have done before, or is this brand new for South Australians?
This is a brand new compilation. So I'm kind of bringing back some of the favourites, and yeah, we're going to have a good time, that's for sure.
Excellent.
How long have you been doing Fringe for now, Isaac?
This is my 10th season,
Ooh.
officially with Fringe. And 7th in Gluttony, which is
awesome.
Yeah, which is great to be back in my Fringe home, which is what I call Gluttony.
Absolutely. 10 seasons is fantastic.
And I saw you a few years ago, and I absolutely loved the show. But I'd love to know a bit more of your background, and especially you finding out your talent for hypnotherapy. So I want to know, was it when you were a child and you didn't want to make your room and you were having a tantrum or something, so you decided to hypnotise your mum or something to say, Mum, don't want to clean my room? Off you go, kind of thing. How does it work?
Well, you see, you actually get shipped off to a little island, and it's a shack, and then you get a birthday cake brought to you by a really big man with a very hairy hair and beard, and he says, "You're a wizard, Isaac," and here's your pass to Hogwarts.
I actually thought the beginning of that story was the truth. I was like, he went to an island to learn to be a hypnotist, and then I saw where it was going.
And hang on, was it Kangaroo Island? Is that what you're talking about?
That's not a bad idea for a hypno retreat. No, I was fresh out of high school, and I knew was really interested in business and psychology, and I didn't know much about hypnosis at that time. But then I joined a entrepreneurship group here locally called the Startup Club Adelaide, and it's a bit of a tech or IT based entrepreneurship group. And a guy came through and he said, "Hey, look, you've seen The Matrix, right?" And I said, "Yeah." And I said, "It was a great movie." And he goes, "You know how Neo sits in the chair and he just downloads information? I can show you how to do that." And I was like, "Oh, that's a hell of a sales pitch." and then he goes, "Come with me. Here's a ticket. Come to my weekend seminar." And I was like, probably 18 at that time. And he showed me hypnosis for the first time. And I was like, "This is amazing. This is an incredible thing that I'd never really heard about." And then he starts to drop in a few clips of Darren Brown doing all sorts of trickery, mind trickery. And that's a bit of blend of mentalism magic as well as some hypnosis and NLP. And I thought, okay, I'm kind of hooked here. And then I actually signed up for the big course, which cost me thousands of dollars, and I was like 18, and I was like, put it on my credit card. I was like, what have I done? and then
you got sold.
I got sold for sure, absolutely, hook, line, and sinker.
Yep.
But it made the most tremendous change in my life. Like I 100% don't regret any of that, because the 2.5 weeks or so with that first course, which fully introduced me to hypnotherapy, neuro-linguistic programming, timeline or time dynamic therapy, all of that just totally opened my mind to other ways of thinking, other ways of people programming their life, letting go of trauma, letting go of limiting beliefs, phobias, and just designing life to be, as I say, about reaching potential. That was really what this course was about. So,
and at what point did you decide to take this skill and turn it into an actual stage show?
Well, I think it was... So I came back and immediately got into hypnotherapy and set up a practice here. And then I was like, I'm talking about hypnosis. I'm talking about this amazing mind stuff. And then people are going, yeah, but what really is it? And then it became a matter of, all right, I'll just show you. And then I was like, let me look into stage hypnosis and what does that actually look like and how does that come together? And so I went down that journey to promote hypnotherapy through stage hypnosis, and then fell in love with stage hypnosis and pretty much was doing that almost exclusively for, about 7 years. And so that was corporate shows, fringe, cruise ships, lots of footy netball clubs, all that kind of stuff. And then got back into hypnotherapy in 2018 again, so started up a practice locally.
Oh, great. Okay, so there's a lot of people, I know myself, I know a bit about NLP and I know a little bit about hypnosis and, Celeste and I being coached for years as well. You explore these different modalities. Yeah. But for everybody listening, why would somebody come to you for hypnosis or NLP? Because obviously, like you've just mentioned, your business isn't just stage shows anymore. You also have a practice. Yep. You also coach people to do this stuff. Why would someone come to you?
Well, it's pretty much for anything where in their mind they go, I really wish I didn't do that.
Yeah.
But they keep doing it.
Right.
So it's a pretty broad spectrum.
So can two brunettes and a gay book in every week?
Absolutely. We can just set up a retainer, you guys, just keep ringing it up and we'll book you in for sure. Yeah.
Well, I love it because I love the fact that hypnotherapy touches on so many different aspects. So my husband did hypnotherapy to quit smoking.
Oh, did he really?
I really loved, and it really worked for him.
Shout out to Mark.
It actually really worked. Shout out to, now you've named his name.
Sorry, shout out to Fred.
But what I love about it is, obviously it touches on these different facets. What would be the biggest misconception, I guess, about hypnotherapy that you find people, think about?
Yeah, so it's the same tool as what I use on stage, and that tool is essentially a place in the mind that we all go into. We all have it available to us naturally, but where I'm on stage, I'm kind of putting the current reality on hold and imparting new ideas, a new narrative, a new thing for them to follow, which is entertaining. With hypnotherapy, it's the same tool where they can put their current reality on hold, which is them doing something they don't want to do or not doing something that they really want to be doing. And we put that reality on hold for a minute, and then we implant new ways of living instead. And then that way, that becomes automatic. So that's the whole idea with it. And sometimes that, for some people, they'll come in and, I'll see them for a single session and they'll walk out and that problem will be gone from their life forever. But the biggest misconception, so the roundabout way of going around to the point, is that they're out of control at all times, right? That's the biggest misconception, is especially in hypnotherapy, is that they feel like, I'm a puppet on a string. But reality is, when we're doing this, there is some voluntary, involuntary movements and things like that happens at the subconscious level, but the whole idea is to give them control back. So that's the big difference. That's a big misconception.
Interesting.
Yeah, and that's sort of fed by stage shows a little bit too.
Is there some people that you just cannot hypnotise?
Like me. I've been on stage before and I've wanted to be hypnotised, but I just...
Is everybody hypnotisable?
In the room.
There's always someone in the room, right?
And they're usually the best. They're usually the best at going in hypnosis. No,
they block it themselves, don't they?
Yeah, so the reality is everyone is hypnotisable. If you can learn, you can be hypnotised. So pretty much everybody.
So basically, Deanna's going to be a chicken shortly.
Yeah.
Is that what we're saying?
She's right there. She's right on the edge.
Which is another question. I always wonder, why in these shows do people always act like chickens?
Yeah.
It's like, why can't they be an elephant or, you know, like
A zucchini.
Well, I've never done a chicken.
Cucumber, like you were saying the other day.
I said, why can't I? I said, I'm vegan, so I don't want to be a chicken.
Yeah,
Can I be a cucumber? And Aaron, what was your response to
I said, I don't know why you want to be a cucumber with the places you could go as a cucumber.
So maybe we won't be any cucumbers, but Isaac did mention to us that he has some little tricks that he can share with us after the break. Isaac, is there anything we should let our listeners know to keep listening for after this break?
Yeah, we'll have a little experience of suggestion, just a mild experience if you're out there driving, that's okay. It'll be safe while you're driving. If you're at home, you can experience it a little bit more, but...
Hello everyone, it is your two brunettes and a gay, Celeste Deanna and Aaron, and we are back live in studio, and we have a very special guest with us. If you were listening before the break, you would have heard our very fun chat with Isaac Lomman. He is still here in studio with us right now, and Isaac, you have something very special planned for us and our listeners. We're very excited, kind of nervous. What are we going to be doing?
Yeah, just a little quick taste of hypnosis. Just a bit of a little game that I like to play with listeners on air, which, you know, as I said earlier, before we went to the break, that this is completely safe and fine if you're driving. Just keep your eyes open and attentive. But of course, if you're at home, you can close your eyes if that's more comfortable for you to imagine. So whilst you're there and you're listening to the sound of my voice and you're doing what you're doing right now with your hands, and perhaps you're sitting down or you're standing and you're just listening to the sound of my voice, and just imagine your fridge. So as you think about your fridge, get that image in your mind. Perhaps you begin to recognise the colour of the fridge, what it's made of, and then you go ahead and open up the door of that fridge. Maybe you feel the coolness as it pours out and the light turns on. And in the middle of the fridge, on that middle shelf, is a lemon. And you take that lemon out, you bump the door closed, you might hear the seal resealing. As you place the lemon down on your favourite cutting board and you take out your favourite knife, as you slice through it, you might feel some of the spray, that citrus smell that reaches your nostrils. As you pick it up, you're looking at half of that lemon. You're looking, you see the juice in there, and you go ahead and bite into it now.
Yeah.
And if your eyes are open and you're listening to this, or if they were closed, you can open them now and come back. Now, many of you are probably noticing your salivary glands are going overtime. And you'll see with some of the footage that we're going to post a bit later on, some of these guys in here, Aaron and Deanna in particular, had a massive response to that suggestion. And what I love about this little example is that this is...
Aaron's still feeling
Aaron
it.
is like, his eyes are tearing up.
I'm ready to add it to some vodka, to be honest.
And so this is a beautiful example of the imagination, when it gets really activated, can create that bodily response, that autonomic response, things that we didn't think we have control over, like salivary glands, but we do in this way, in this realm. So, yeah.
I see.
I just have to say, I'm just scared about the bodily function thing, because there is a power to suggestion, and I hope we're in your safe hands.
Yeah, always in
we're safe
hands.
in the studio.
Right.
Yeah. So just based on some of the responses in the room, mostly with you, Aaron, I think that response was fantastic. But also, Deanna, as I said before, you were saying you're not hypnotisable, yet your face was pretty... looked
I hate sour taste. Oh,
and the response was really obvious. So you guys had a great response to that.
That's true.
So either one of you would be great candidates for some hypnotic fun.
Ooh, I'm certainly keen. What about you, Deanna? Are you keen?
Oh, I mean, I don't know, Celeste. What do you? I don't know if it's good for our listeners for me to be hypnotised.
Are you asking me if I think you should be hypnotised? Definitely not.
Well, hey, it might...
Celeste is the voice of truth in all of this.
It might mean that she won't talk on the microphone while Intro is playing next week.
Well, can we hypnotise that out of it?
All right, let's hypnotise Aaron.
All right. Well, look, I'm a hypnotist version, so be gentle.
Okay.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, let's get into it. We're going to have a lot of fun. We'll probably swing to a couple of tracks, and then we'll be back on the other side with a hypnotised Aaron.
Let's go to a break. Thank you.
These two brunettes and a gay, Celeste Deanna Deanna and Aaron. We are back in studio with Isaac Lomman, and he has just performed an incredible act. We have Aaron live in studio under hypnosis. Aaron, how are you feeling?
Come over to the mic, Aaron.
Who's Aaron? Why are you pointing it to me? Is that Aaron? Like, I don't know. Hang on. I'm not Aaron.
So who are you? So I just want to double check because we've got Deanna, we've got Celeste, and we've got.
Oh, what's my name? Oh, Rupert. Kieran. Sharon.
Sharon. Do you prefer to be called Sharon? We can.
No, what is my name? I've actually. What is my name?
I don't know your name.
I feel like
Sleep. So, just so you know, Aaron is a wonderful hypnotic subject, everybody that's listening. He is now back in a trance, and just before we came back on, I gave him the suggestion just to let go of his name just for a time. So now when you open your eyes in just a moment, Aaron, you'll find that you remember your name, but you find that you just can't quite get it out. You find that first letter is stuck in your mouth. You find you cannot get anything past that first letter. As 1, 2, eyes open.
Aaron, welcome back. Can you tell us, what is your name?
it's no, what? Oh, what is it? It's Am I just a letter? Am I just vowels? I don't.
You're getting very close.
Am I getting okay? Can you give me any clues? Or I don't know. It's
the second letter is R.
No, it's not. It's A.
Oh.
Celeste can't spell your name.
I'm a pirate. R. I actually don't.
It rhymes with Sharon.
And locking that new name in. That's right. You are a pirate. That's right. Every time you are asked your name, you respond with the pirate's R, and you get it even more piratey as we go. As you lock that in place, you go deeper down. You'll find that not only are you a pirate, but everybody in this studio is completely naked. You'll be wondering where the clothes have gone in the room. 1, 2, eyes open.
Aaron, welcome back.
Me hearties. Oh my. Why don't you have any clothes on? Oh.
Didn't you get the memo today? We're not wearing clothes.
What is going on?
It's Naked Tuesdays.
What is going on?
Yeah, take your clothes off.
No. Why are you guys naked? This is bizarre. And why you got your boobs out? I don't understand.
I know you don't like boobs very much, do you?
Oh, look, at least there's some men in the studio.
Are you enjoying the nakedness from the men?
That's giving me a bit of relief.
Well,
I can't sit close to you, Celeste. That's gross.
I just want to do a quick check-in. So we've got Deanna, we've got Celeste, we've got... just a double check where we're at. I needed it, just a quick temperature check. So how's everything going for you? How are you feeling right now?
I feel really relaxed. I feel just super relaxed. Like I feel relaxed that you guys are naked, but like I don't know about the girls. I've not seen the girls' bits before. This is weird.
Is it different to what you imagined?
What your naked body? No, it's about the same. Just needs a bit of an iron.
Ladies and gentlemen, you would think that he was taking the piss, but he's seriously not. Like he's actually.
This is genuinely happening in studio right now.
And I might point out just for some of the listeners because this is part of the process that not many people get to see. But when we did that little lemon test, the response was just very clear that he was going to be fantastic. So it's good to understand that not everybody will go there this quickly all the time.
Yeah,
but everybody has the capacity to get there over time.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think. I mean, I've seen quite a few hypnotists on stage before, and I don't think I've seen anything this good. Like this is phenomenal.
This is amazing.
And maybe it's because we know Aaron, but God, this is great.
Oh, there's definitely something more to that. Yeah, when you know them on stage and you go, there's no skepticism in the room anymore because you get that this is them out of character. That they're doing something that's just a little bit beyond the normal range.
This is amazing.
In a moment when you open your eyes, Aaron, you'll find that something very peculiar is happening to you. You'll find that your left foot and your right foot are having a terrible argument. You'll want to describe that argument and try to put some peace in between them. As 1, 2, eyes open.
Aaron, what's going on with your feet?
don't know. It feels like they're just ready to go into a punch-up or something. They keep bashing each other. It's really weird.
They're actually hitting each other.
It's like, what's going on down
I
there?
actually can't see from where I'm sitting.
He's wearing
Celeste,
thongs.
describe it.
I can tell you he's wearing thongs,
just-
and the thongs are fighting each other currently.
What the hell is going on with my feet?
Are they fighting?
arguing
It's
over?
like, I don't know which thong's the best. I don't know. Oh, God.
Well, which foot do you like the best?
I like them both equally. Stop fighting.
Are we still naked, Aaron?
I can't, hang on, I just can't, I mean, I
He literally can't
stop
focus
focusing on my
anything
feet.
else.
This is ridiculous.
So, Isaac, is it common for a
what is
singular
going on?
focus?
Yeah.
It's
Right.
literally just like,
Just having a disagreement.
oh my God, the right one's winning though, I think.
Are your feet the Adelaide Fringe and the Adelaide Advertiser?
She went there.
And that should just end the show, ladies and gentlemen. She did it.
Oh my God.
Sweet. Oh.
Oh, that was fantastic.
What a
Okay, so it's common for people to just focus on one thing when they're under hypnosis,
Yeah.
and that's all they can think about.
Yeah, it's the where the mind sort of locks around one particular idea, and so that's the monoideism is the other name that Braid came up with after hypnosis. He was the first Westerner to coin the term hypnosis, and he realised, because that is off the term sleep, the Greek word for sleep, and he realised when he started to learn self-hypnosis that it's not sleep at all. So Aaron, while his eyes are closed and he looks relaxed and his breathing is deep and it's almost like it sounds like he's asleep, he's not asleep. He's aware of what we're saying.
Right.
But Braid, this from back in the 1830s, it was like, no, it's not hypnosis. It's actually monoideism, which is one idea, singular idea. And so, yes, very much locked in around that one idea. At the
That's
moment. So,
amazing.
yeah.
Okay, when this is all over, how much of this will he actually remember? Will he remember all of this?
Well, so that's a great question, because naturally about 30% of people will have total amnesia, just without any suggestion either way. If you suggest the amnesia, like his name, it will be probably up to 90%, maybe more. But what I do is I suggest it and then I give the memories back.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay.
that's an extra moment. So it's always good to capture that on video, because I always think that coming up on stage, having this experience of hypnosis, it's a memory to be treasured. It's like it's an experience that not many people
Absolutely.
get, and so I always want to give people back that memory. Yeah.
And when he comes out of hypnosis, he'll just be straight back to normal? Like nothing happened?
Pretty much, yeah. So there is like a brief, about a minute or so, which I call the hypno hangover. It's sort of like an afterglow effect of that nice deep trance, where he's still fairly suggestible. But ultimately, yeah, he'll come back to scratch, and that's part of the re-emergence process, is me just making sure that everything's undone, he's back to the same person he is. But I might just give him some little some positive suggestions while he's there, and help him kind of, whatever is going on, just help him focus on whatever he wants to improve in his life next. So we can even bring him back on air.
Yeah, I was going to say, can we bring him to, before we throw to the 6 o'clock news? Can we bring him out of this on air and show us what you do next?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so Aaron, as I hold your right hand out now, straight, powerful, strong, rigid, like a steel bar. That's right. As it holding out there, in a moment, I'm going to tap you on that hand. When I tap you on that hand, you can allow it to relax back into your lap or by your side, only as quickly as you remove all previous suggestions from this experience here today. You return to the same person you were before you volunteered to be hypnotised this afternoon. So you'll remove all previous suggestions and you'll simply drift even deeper into that wonderful trance state of mind. That's right. Just as quickly as that hand returns all the way back down by your side, it unwinds and relaxes and you drift even deeper. That's right, even deeper. That's wonderful, Aaron. All the way back down. Now, in a moment, I'm going to count from 1 to 5, and on 5, not before, your eyes will open. You'll be back here in the studio feeling absolutely incredible. From the time, every number that I count, you come 20% of the way back into here and the now, and you'll find that after your day is done today, when it's time to lay your head on that pillow and you, with the intention to go to sleep, you will have the most incredible, deep, blissful sleep tonight, waking wonderfully rejuvenated in the morning. As 1, noticing all other sounds around you and the sound of my voice. That's right. 2, if there's something you're focusing on in your life, you may go ahead and allow your unconscious to focus on that even more. Maybe you'll find dreams around that thing for solutions and ideas. There's 3, breathing in that energy, giving oxygen deep into your lungs, feeling the energy flow through your fingers and toes. There's 4, cool, clear mountain water rushes through your mind, clearing out any fogginess, feeling fresh up and focused. You might just find that you remember to forget and forget to remember everything that's just happened in this experience. However, when you take a sip of your next drink, the next sip you take will bring all of these memories flooding back to you all at once, bringing with them a wonderful sense of confidence, pride and joy of everything you've done here under hypnosis today. As 5 eyes opening, back here in the room, feeling fantastic. All right, Aaron.
Welcome back, Aaron.
Aaron and Isaac. Massive round of applause.
Amazing, Aaron.
The coolest thing.
I feel like I need a cigarette.
Oh, that was amazing, Aaron. How are you feeling after all of that?
Oh, pretty bloody relaxed.
Yeah.
I wish I could just go through life like this chilled and relaxed.
Have a drink.
Yeah.
What are you feeling?
That my feet have killed off the argument.
Is your mind just blown right now?
Honestly, I've always been a bit of a skeptic, but I have to say it's 100% accurate. Like, if I could live this way forever, I mean, I need to marry Isaac. Sorry, Mark, I'm marrying Isaac.
Marriage proposal.
Yeah, right there.
Isaac, tell everyone listening where they can come see your show, when, all the things.
Absolutely, all the things. So the show is in Gluttony. It's opening night is Tuesday the 7th of March. We're gearing up, ready for liftoff, which is going to be great. Tickets available at Fringe Sticks or adelaidefringe.com.au. My details, everything I do is on my website, isaac.lomman.com. That's 1 S, 2 A's and a C, and LOMMAN. I have to spell that out these days.
Yes.
And so, not only do I do hypnotherapy, and stage shows, but I also teach people hypnosis now. I have an academy that I have kicked off called RTH Academy, or Rapid Transformation Hypnosis Academy, which is all about teaching other people how to do this really wonderful work now too. So
that is incredible, and it sounds so good. So if you're listening and you want a career change, maybe reach out to Isaac.
Or if you're listening and you want to go see an epic Fringe show, it is one not to be missed.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us, Isaac.
Thank you so much.
We'll be back after the break, everyone. We will see you soon. Welcome back, everyone. It is Celeste Deanna and Aaron from Two Brunettes and a Gay. We are having such an epic show here tonight. Before the break, if you missed it, we had the incredible Isaac Lomman on air, hypnotising Aaron live. That was fantastic. But he is back now and he is alive, aren't you, Aaron?
I'm
You're
feeling
good.
Great.
He's feeling relaxed. He's feeling good.
Super relaxed.
But now we have another incredible interview for you from the creative team behind the award-winning box office hits Matador and Oracle. Comes this spine-tingling gothic fusion of dance, circus and burlesque. It is from the Big Show Mansion, Bas.
Woo!
Welcome to the studio, Bas.
Hello.
Thank you
what an intro. I love that.
Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us, Bas. How is your day? Are you in Adelaide at the moment?
Thank you for having me. Yes, I got in from Adelaide. I got in from Sydney yesterday, and I'm ready to start a new week of shows.
Excellent. And so let's hear from it. Has Mansion started? Did it start at the beginning of the Fringe season, or are you starting halfway through?
No, it started at the beginning of the season. So, yeah, it started on day one, which actually was my birthday. We opened on my birthday, which is very special.
Happy
Thank
Fringe
you.
birthday.
And, we're now going into the third week, which is, really exciting.
Excellent.
How are you feeling at the halfway point? Have we got some energy left for the rest of the season, or are we feeling pretty exhausted at this point?
Oh, no, not yet. The exhaustion sets in usually in the last day. Adrenaline kicks in right about now, and it gets us through until the last day, and then as soon as everything's finished, that's when everything hits.
That is super exciting. So now tell us about Mansion, because we've read about it, and it sounds a bit spooky, to be honest. So tell us about Mansion. Tell us all about the show. What can people expect if they go to see it? What inspired it? Tell us everything.
It's something very different to anything that we've ever brought to Fringe. We've been coming to Fringe this is our third year now. We came with Matador the first year, Matador and Oracle last year. This time, we're exploring it's still part of the Love trilogy. So I've written 3 shows. Matador was the first one. Mansion is the second one. The third one also starts with M. We haven't announced that one just yet. Ooh. But each show explores love and how love affects us, but in different ways. Matador is the love that we have for each other, for our partners, for ourselves, self-discovery, all of that kind of stuff, gender, there's so much packed into Matador. Mansion is the love that we have for our family. It's family units, it's family ties, but interwoven into that is a really beautiful, heartbreaking, gothic love story that goes beyond the grave. And that's where the show takes us. Essentially, it's the story of the Walker family. They're dealing with the loss of the dad, and the mother and her 2 children, Levi and Rachel Walker. They move into a new mansion, hoping for a new change, for something different in their lives. And as they're dealing with the grief of the loss that they're going through, they slowly come closer, they figure each other out. But as they're doing that, they are faced with a number of entities that still live in the mansion. Ooh. And those entities have a bit of fun with the family. They take them on a journey of seduction and lust and more heartbreak. They feed into their grief, and it gets a very crazy climactic end in the show. But it's fun. It's fun to do something that's a little bit darker and a little bit spookier, but still has that really beautiful kind of nod to love and what love does to us, and still being sparkly like all Bas Fam creative shows.
I absolutely love it. And I have to ask, so when you're creating this show and writing this show, were you watching lots of horror movies and getting ideas from different old school horror movies? What really inspired you to write this show in particular?
See, I grew up watching horror movies, which my mum hates, but ever since I was a young kid, I used to somehow sneak my way into Dad's collection, and I used to watch the horror movies. I was fascinated. And then, as I grew up, there's all these beautiful, it's the storytelling for me that I like. I don't just love horror for the shock value or for the scare tactics. It's the balance that gets me. It's when a horror movie is able to intrigue you, fascinate you, but also touch you in some sort of way, and still manage to do that whilst delivering a good classic scare. That, for me, that balance is what really gets me. It's what I strive to do with Mansion, and that's kind of how Mansion came about.
There you go. Now, it says that Mansion was created in 2019 as an immersive horror experience, but it has since been reimagined into a stage show for 2023. So how did this actually come about?
So in 2019, the world was very different. It was just before the pandemic, and we hired a heritage-listed mansion and built 11 separate theaters in each one of the rooms. Wow. And basically audience members walked through what is essentially a haunted house as these events unfolded all around them. And then our second season, it was a huge success. It was something that at that time hadn't been done in Australia just yet. There's a lot of the make your own adventure, walk through kind of immersive shows, but to actually follow cast members from one room to the other as they tell a story, that was very new, and it was explosive. It was really successful. But then second season got cancelled because of the pandemic. The third season got cancelled because of the multiple lockdowns that we had in Melbourne. So the show kind of took a bit of a break because there was no world where we could walk 30 people around safely in the climate that we had for the past 2 years.
Of course.
So that's where the need, art survives. Art modifies itself and it finds a way to come back to life. And that's what we did. We reimagined the stage. We reimagined the show for stage. We knew we've got an incredible relationship with the team at Gluttony. They've been so supportive over the years. So when we called them and said that we want to bring something very different this year, but it's going to require a lot of work. And it wouldn't have happened without, whether it be the venue managers, the tech teams, my own crew, because essentially what we've done is we've taken a circus tent, we've cladded the interior with wood, and we've turned it into a mansion. And that's all I'm going to say. The second you step in, you're not in a circus tent. It's almost like you're being transported into another world.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Sounds amazing.
And it's been challenging, but it's the most rewarding kind of challenge, because to see the audience reactions, to read the reviews, and to see people connecting, as I said earlier, connecting with the heart, as well as getting scared. We want to scare people. That's part of the job. That's what you do when you create a horror show.
Absolutely. That sounds absolutely incredible, Bas. So tell us, or tell everyone listening, where they can come and see Mansion. When's it on? Getting their tickets through Fringe Tix, obviously. So you're in Gluttony in what venue?
We're in Gluttony at the Octagon, which is the big red tent when you first walk in through the main entrance. And we are showing Tuesday through to Sunday. We've got 8 p.m. shows, but then for those who dare, on Friday and Saturday nights and public holiday Sunday, we've got an extra spooky special show at 11 p.m. that finishes just after the stroke of midnight.
Oh, that sounds awesome. I mean, I'm easily scared, but maybe we should go along to that one and see how
I
it
was
goes.
just thinking the same
You
thing.
100% need to encounter it. As I said, there's a balance. It will scare you, but it will also move you and fill you with a bit of love. It's a great... it's got a beautiful message at the end of it.
Well, I mean, I usually close my eyes on the ghost train, so I don't know how I'll go. But
Well, maybe we bring the men and then we can cuddle up to them in the scary part.
Yeah,
That's a good opportunity.
Sounds
right?
like a great idea. Well, look, Mansion sounds incredible, and as always, as you're well known for doing some incredible work, so I'm sure our audiences will be keen to get along. Thank you so much for taking the time to come to talk to us tonight, Bas. It was a pleasure to speak to you, and break a leg for the rest of the season as well.
Thank you so much, and I'm hoping to see you at the show.
We
Yes.
hope to see you at the show.
See you there.
Fantastic.
Thank
you.
you.
Enjoy the rest of the evening.
Bye.
Take care.
And welcome back to Two Brunettes and a Gay. Wow, we've had a pretty fun show here, ladies. What do you think so far?
It's been my favourite, I reckon.
This has been amazing. Aaron, you were a pirate and your feet fought each other, and I don't think that we can top that in 2023.
That's it.
I've never been a pirate. People have called me a butt pirate, but I've never been a pirate before.
Totally different type of pirate.
Totally different.
Now, on a different note, I have to say, I can't move past this topic because, of course, I am gay.
No.
No matter what anyone
Are you
says, Celeste
joking?
isn't the gay.
Are you
Yes.
joking?
That's correct.
This is news to me.
I am the gay of the group. And as the gay of the group, I have to bring the LGBT QRSTVWXYZ
I'm glad
news.
you messed that up.
Yeah.
You're really doing well
There's-
representing right
There's
now.
just too many letters. I get it wrong, but forgive me, gays out there. So on the weekend, it was the launch of the World Pride in Sydney. So huge event. We
Yeah.
had the Mardi Gras, World Pride, like it was all part of one big event. So they had a launch event on Friday night, which was live on the ABC, which was a great broadcast. They did a really good
well
job.
done, ABC.
But as always, with everything Australian, it's always a bit backyardy, you know. So, like, overarchingly, the way it looked and was presented was like carols by candlelight. You know, gays by candlelight, that kind of thing. So, so first off, you know, it was presented by Courtney Act and I'll see. Oh, my brain's too relaxed now. Casey Donovan, that's the one. Casey Donovan, two great artists, and they did a fantastic job hosting. But there was some ups and downs during the event.
Literally, or like just for the event?
Look, just
Because it is Pride.
It is Pride. Look, you know, and I mean, you know, it was an interesting event. There were some great moments and some lackluster moments, and I won't go too much into the lackluster moments. I'll get straight to the point on this one.
As
That'd
you
be
like to
nice.
do.
Oh, shut up, Celeste. You're always bitching and moaning. So, straight to the point. The headline act, Miss Kylie Minogue.
Oh my God, did you die?
I was so excited. So the build-up was just amazing. We were all so excited. We're sitting by the TV. The hours went by and we're sitting there going, okay, next act. Kylie was about to come on and I was so excited. Can you imagine my disappointment in Kylie Minogue's set? So let me paint a picture, okay?
Okay, paint us a picture because I'm
glad this was a
here.
short story, Aaron.
I'm kind of distracted by all the innuendo in what you're saying.
Oh,
so
because-
tell us about Kylie's segment.
Well, let me get to it, okay? Celeste, is that all right with you?
Let's get a move on, Aaron.
Let's get a move on.
Celeste is wrapping it up. You know what Celeste is like with time.
She's the panellist now, thanks.
I'm disapproving.
So we get to the set, and I was expecting lavish Kylie Minogue. I was expecting fabulous dresses, amazing costumes,
Glitter, smoke,
lights, excitement. She comes out looking like she's about to climb the Sydney Harbour Bridge.
Oh.
Ooh.
So I'll put a photo up on the Two Brunettes and a Gay Instagram of said outfit. Now, It was an ill-fitting jumpsuit.
Right.
Yeah,
Number
it gave
one.
me parachuter vibes.
Parachuter vibes. See, yeah, it just did not flatter her whatsoever. She teamed it with some high heels, which, again, is quite enviable, seeing those heels were 7 inches high or something like that, which, I couldn't walk in.
No.
Let alone dance.
I don't think anybody can, just Kylie.
Just Kylie. And then the set list itself, it was very lackluster. It was all songs after 2000, so there was no 90s throwbacks or 80s throwbacks. There was no mention of Better the Devil You Know. There was no celebration. There was no medley, which Kylie's known for. Right. It was really lackluster, and I think she kind of phoned it in. I thought she did a bit of a Rihanna.
Rihanna at the Super Bowl.
At the Super Bowl. The jumpsuit, the songs, the dances, it was just a hot mess in my eyes. So, look, I was disappointed. And then for the finale, finally I got what I asked for. Kylie took the jumpsuit off and there was a gorgeous outfit underneath.
I haven't seen that.
She'd been hiding that underneath, and she finished off her set with her sister Danny, who, friends of our show, Sister Danny Minogue, singing All the Lovers. Now, a great song, but not really the greatest song to finish on in my eyes.
Okay,
Right.
so a little bit
anticlimactic.
disappointed in the ending by the sounds of things.
So I have to say, look, it was very lackluster. All the gays are going to send me hate mail on the DMs, which don't send it to me. I really don't read them. But it got me to thinking about Pride as a festival. Now, Pride is a great opportunity for lots of artists to make a comeback.
Yes, it is.
Now, at World Pride Festival during the day, one artist in particular made a big comeback.
Oh, okay, tell us who it is, Aaron. I'm intrigued to know.
I'm interested if you know this name. Miss Tony Perrin.
I do know the name, but I feel like it's before our time a little bit.
No, I don't think it's before our time. I just don't think she's that big an artist as Aaron made her out. Although, Tony Perrin, if you're listening, we'd love to have you on the show.
Please, Tony, please.
Please reach out to us at 2 Brunettes and a Gay on
She's gotta be bigger
Instagram.
than we are.
But
anyone is really.
Look, in the 90s, she had 2 top 10 singles with I Want You and In Your Room. And in the mid-90s, she hosted Australia's Funniest Home Video Show.
Yes, yes.
That's what it is.
That's who it is.
That's who it is. You girls know who I'm talking about now.
All right,
Yes. Tony with an I.
Tony with an I, absolutely. And every time I go to write Parent, I always forget how to write it. Anyway, so she made a comeback to the music scene at World Pride with a new disco-infused single, Whatever Will Be, Will Be. And it's a great track. It's a really cool, funky disco track. And it also got me to thinking, who else or what else should make a comeback in 2023?
Yeah, that's an interesting question, Aaron. Actually, we did talk about this during the week and we said, look, we're going to go away and really put our thinking caps on this one. And I'd really love to hear who the two of you have come up with. Who, in your eyes, Deanna, needs to make their comeback in 2023?
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I mean, look, I put some thought into this list. Am I going to list all of them on my list, or we should go
give
one
us
at a time?
Give us one and let's see how good it is.
Okay. Well, I kind of went with a bit of a 90s theme for mine because obviously, being an 80s baby, 80s baby, if I could speak, sounds like I'm an 80s baby still at this point in time. I actually thought, who should make a comeback as an actor? Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
He's top of my list. Get out.
See?
I will show you my
Love a bit of
screen right
JTT.
now. JTT, top of my list.
Oh,
There you go.
stop it. And does he look hot now these days?
I don't know.
no
I haven't
idea.
seen him.
Or is he selling drugs on the street on Hollywood Boulevard?
I don't know. I just remember him from Man of the House.
All right, Aaron, what's top of your list?
Okay, I'm going to get a lot of hateful messages for this one.
This is Comeback, right?
This is Comeback. Madonna's old face.
Oh.
Look, you girls know me. I'm the biggest Madonna fan of all time, but I miss her old face. It was so beautiful and perfect, but she ruined it. So I know. I just wish it would just be a mask that she takes off and her old face is still
She's
there.
back.
Yeah.
Celeste.
What about you, Celeste?
Okay, well, JTT, Jonathan Taylor Thomas, was one of mine, but the other one, I want to see all 5 Spice Girls come back. I'm sick of these comebacks, and this goes for any 90s bands, if you're listening. I'm sick of these comebacks with half of the people that were in the original group. Come back with everyone or stay home.
Well, yeah, that's when we went to see 5 and there was only 4 of them.
And it's in the name. How can you mess that up? There's 5 of you in the name.
Did you see the news recently? S Club 7 did a gig with just 2 members.
I heard it was 1. I thought it was only 1 member. It was
S Club
S Club 1.
Oh, what a
Club
disappointment. But on the other hand of it, so there's some good comebacks there, right? So some comebacks for 2023. On the other end of the spectrum, let's discuss who should retire or what should retire in 2023.
Oh, God, I got some good ones.
I've got some good ones
Celeste,
too.
you go first this time.
Okay. First of all, and this is going to be very unpopular, and I know that this is going to upset you, Aaron, but Madonna.
Oh, stop it.
I'm sorry, babe. It's done. Let's wrap it up. Let's wrap it up. The diva has had her day, and I think she just, needs to
Be put out to pasture.
Yeah, I agree.
To the LGBT community listening in, please send Celeste your hate mail.
Redirect Aaron's hate mail to Celeste.
Yes, absolutely. Now, I've got another one. The first one, after watching World Pride, well, it was Kylie Minogue's stylist. So that one should be sacked. But the other one I had, now this is another controversial one.
Ooh.
Okay, all right.
And I'll tell you the reasoning in a minute after I say the name, but you're going to freak out. Meryl Streep.
Yeah, I don't like you.
I love Meryl Streep.
Let me be clear why.
Why?
She has every single accolade under the sun. She's got 1 million awards. She's played every single part with every single dialect. What more is there to do?
She's just good. I just like her. I don't know. I love watching a Meryl Streep movie. I feel like she nails it every time.
I agree.
She's too good, though.
I agree. Deanna?
All right,
Who needs
mine's
to go
going to be
into retirement?
controversial. We've gone for the controversy. I like it. Due to unpopular opinion. Or maybe it's popular opinion. Joe Biden.
Mumbling, sleepy Joe Biden. No, I completely agree with you there, Deanna.
I think
100%.
that his time was up before he even started.
Yeah.
The man can't get a sentence out. I mean, I'm not that good at getting a sentence out, but he's worse than me.
You're up
Yeah.
there, but you're not that bad.
Yeah,
I agree.
That's right.
Can I also make a special retirement mention to Danny Minogue?
Well, we've thought that for years.
We have, and yeah, I think that, it's probably come time. Kylie, look, you're doing good, babe. Let's maybe just change up the stylist, like Aaron
Change
said.
the stylist.
And she can keep going, but I think Danny has had her day. I think she's been on every reality show or every competition show that you can possibly think of, and I think at a certain point it's time to hang up your microphone.
And again, well, she only got the microphone at the launch at World Pride because Kylie invited her up there. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, would she ever get invited on her own accord?
I resonate with that, Aaron, because it's basically Deanna and me, right? So for those of you listening that don't know this, Deanna and I are sisters, and basically I give Deanna every opportunity that she's got. So I understand.
Oh, now that's controversial.
Oh, even though I came out first.
That's controversial.
It is.
It is indeed. I've got another one.
Okay,
just
give us
before
one
we go,
more.
one more.
One more.
The real key one, and it's actually an app. It's not a person.
Okay.
So that I think what should retire is TikTok.
Ooh, why?
Well, one, we're being spied on by China, but two,
Aren't we always, though?
aren't we always? No, but two, just for those dances alone.
Oh.
Anyone that does one of those TikTok dances, please stop.
I was actually going to suggest the three of us do a TikTok dance.
Never.
I think we're going to, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start a TikTok. We'll announce more on that next week. Actually, I do have a good one before we wrap up. Celeste, do you have any more to share?
No, but I would love to hear people's thoughts. So if you do have thoughts on who you think should retire or come back, hit us up on our Two Brunettes and a Gay Instagram or Facebook. Chuck it in our DMs. I want to see the opinions.
I do want to
too.
see the opinions because there was heaps more on our list as well. If you like this segment, actually let us know if you want us to do more of it because maybe we'll continue this one a little bit more because I think it's really great. But the final one that I want to end with before we throw to our break, ladies and gentlemen, what needs to retire? is travel restrictions. Completely done.
Yes.
No more travel restrictions. Let's just go everywhere in the world. Let's open it up. I think we're all over it.
Amen. Amen to that one.
We will see you after the break, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome back, everybody. It is Two Brunettes and a Gay. We are at the tail end of our show, and my God, what a show it has been. We have had two incredible guests. Isaac Lomman, who was here in studio with us. He hypnotised Aaron. If you didn't see it or hear it, well, you didn't see it, but if you didn't hear it, you have to head over to our socials and see the videos. We've got some great videos of that.
And that's where I'm going to go watch it just to look at what I did, because I can't really remember what happened.
We've been trying to tell you what happened, but until you see it, Aaron, it's one you can't miss. So you need to check out his show, as well as our second interview, which was Bas from the show Mansion. Two incredible Adelaide Fringe guests. We loved having both of them. We've got an epic week of Fringe shows coming up as well. So much to go and see, so much to go and do.
Can't wait. Tomorrow night we're going to see the Whitney Houston story by Night Owl Productions.
From Night Owl from Dan Clues that we had on the air last week. So we're going to go and see that production starring Cleo Higgins. So that should be a great one. And then I think we've all got various Fringe shows as always for the rest of the week. So we'll give you a recap on that next week. But of course, we want to give you a reminder to please go and download our podcast. Click follow on any of your favourite
Just call it a day, Deanna.
I know, right? We get to the end of the show.
You're finishing the show the way you started it, Deanna.
I know.
Top and tail it.
Because sometimes I speak so fast that I can't keep up with myself. So it happens. But that's okay. Our listeners are very forgiving and loving, I'm sure of it. Please go and download our podcast from any of your favourite platforms. And of course, I think I should call this a day, right? No, I'm going to finish it. I'm determined. Please download the Radio Italia Uno Adelaide app from the App Store and listen to us live at 5 p.m. on Tuesdays. We'd love to have you join us.
Have a fabulous week, and we'll see you next Tuesday.
Ciao, Adelaide.
It's your favourite trio, Two Brunettes and a Gay, here to remind you to join us every Tuesday at 5 p.m. for your drive home.
Expect the best beats, sassiest segments, and plenty of piping hot tea from the weekly rumour mill. And let's be honest, we know us Italians love a good gossip.
So tune in at 5 p.m. every Tuesday right here on your number one station, Radio Italia Uno, 87.6 FM.
Love this podcast? Support it and sponsor today. Simply head to ozcastnetwork.com for details.